The nation's reckoning over race has reached thousands of U.S. schools, and so, too, has a conservative backlash. Schools across the country are working to address systemic racism and inject an anti-racist mindset into campus life. But where advocates see racial progress, opponents see an effort to shame white teachers and sometimes students for being part of an oppressive system. In particular, conservatives have seized on the idea that schools are promoting critical race theory, a decades-old academic framework that examines how policies and the law perpetuate systemic racism. It holds in part that racism is woven into the fabric of the nation's history and life, a product of the system and not just individual bad actors. Critics say this approach injects race into what should be, in their view, a colorblind system. Proponents counter that U.S. schools have never been colorblind and insist they aren't pushing critical race theory anyway. The equity work is critical, they say, to address systemic barriers holding back students of color and to create schools that are truly inclusive. The issues are widespread. Data consistently shows that students of color are more likely to be disciplined than their white peers and receive harsher punishments for the same infractions. Black and Hispanic students are less likely to be placed in advanced or enriched classes, starting in elementary school. Many experts say school curriculums have failed to adequately reflect the perspectives of indigenous and marginalized communities. And students and parents themselves often report that school culture does not feel welcoming. The fight over what to do about that is unfolding in public and private schools, in state legislatures and on school boards, in private Facebook groups and statewide curriculum committees. At a private school in Manhattan, a teacher publicly complained about efforts to encourage white students to consider their privilege and affinity groups based on race. In Moore County, NC, school board members are rebelling over state curriculum standards, which mandate history lessons incorporate the experiences and perspectives of marginalized communities. And in Loudoun County, Virginia, the school system's pursuit of equity initiatives such as anti-bias training for teachers has led conservative media and lawmakers to accuse the district of forcing students to learn about race too early and to view everything and everyone through a racial lens, sometimes basing conclusions on snatches of information, such as a short video clip of a lesson. There's also been criticism of the Biden administration for proposing that a federal grant program for teaching U history prioritize programs that reflect the diversity, identities, histories, contributions, and experiences of all students, and create inclusive, supportive, and identity-safe learning environments. On Friday, Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell, RK,